Okay, so Gina, one of the things I was most enamored about when you first received my publication, A Fresh New Start with God, when you started the journaling, the intentional journaling process with that, and your first two entries within, or your first one or so within that journal, I remember when we were doing kind of a session or so, and I was just blown away. And I felt like it was something that the public needed to hear because someone else is feeling that same way, but not necessarily can express it, that way. But I believe that you captured it, and it was so rich. So I would definitely love for you to share about that. You can state the full title, of the publication. Tell a little bit about it if you choose to, and then yeah, start sharing, from your experience.
Happily.
Yeah.
So the book is called A Fresh New Start with God, and the subtext at the bottom says an inspirational journal for rediscovering your true connection to source power and life purpose. And I was in one of those places that I think many of us get to, is where am I heading? What's this all about? I know I've got a very strong sense of purpose, and my purpose is to help people become the leader of their own lives and to be the illumination for other people. And the work I've done, 20 years a principal, a teacher, and working in my own business since 2004, has always been about transformational leadership in whatever form. But we all have those times when it's not that we've lost our way, but the next step, the way is not necessarily clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started the journal, and I'm very happy to share the first two entries. So this is the first entry. And I truly recognize that I'm at one with God, the source, the universe. Like the rays of the sun, I emanate from the source of the power. Therefore, I am the power. It's in my choices, moment by moment, but I make the choice to come from a place of power or to believe in the illusion that I have none. I surrender to your power, and in doing so, I acknowledge, access, and accelerate the greater force that comes through me from you. I choose to use this power for the greater good. I know in my heart of hearts that you're supporting me, and I embrace your unconditional love and the faith you have in me. I am the power as a result. So my second entry: how can I develop a closer and higher level of Christ consciousness with you, God, source, universe, consciousness? At one level, I recognize that as I am in your energy, your image, I cannot be closer yet. There has been a sense, an illusion of separation. Opening up to you, drawing back the curtain, is a question of faith and love. It's absolutely my wish and my choice to embrace the full power you're offering me. I've accepted the honor you offer. I am your servant, and I'm ready to undertake fully the task I've been given, and I'm prepared to do that throughout my life. I choose to step up and be. I ask for your guidance and support. Please let me experience whatever's required. Help me get out of my own way. The time I rejoice in is now. We often see the expression, a new era of the words, the expression, a new era of consciousness. I use it myself, but what do we mean? It's hard to explain, but often it's an opportunity to think about both the internal and external landscape. Externally, despite the chaos, aggression, and division which is shared so frequently, as in the news, more and more people are becoming aware that they want something different. It's important that we recognize we are all connected, that when we harm others, we're effectively hurting ourselves. An awareness that the more we think we know, the less we really know, not only at the level of our own well-being, but also for the state of the planet. The real awakening is in the internal landscape. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. More and more people are becoming aware that life is a spiritual journey and that it never ends.
Mm. Ooh, that was so powerful. It's so rich.
Thank you.
I just knew that this was something that needed to be recaptured, for the public to be able to hear that, because those words of expression are speaking the very heart of humanity, especially during these times. And people need that reconnection. But it's not even so much a reconnection. It really is a new connection to a new strand and form of source power. And that's what's really needed, not plugging into the same known, philosophies and different things. Have to be plugged into the newness and that which came through you in your fresh new start. And especially bringing out your spiritual leadership authority, which is very important right now. That was just amazing. So I just want to thank you so much, for sharing that, and just anything that you would like to add before we close out. I just thought it was important that be shared.
I don't think there's anything to add other than the getting out of your own way is so important. Journaling with no filters, no judgment, no filters, and just what comes.
Yes, and that truly puts you in that connection space of that fresh new start with source, for sure. Okay. So thank you, Gina.
My pleasure.